We have the brand new MG3 Hybrid Plus 2024 model, and in this video we will do the test drive. We will check also the consumption, and I will give you the feedback on how it's on the road and how it's to drive this new MG3 Hybrid Plus. If you want to see the full review, interior, exterior, material quality, more detail and technical data, definitely check out the full review video. I will have a separate video on my channel. Also in this video we will focus more on driving. By the way, if you want to see the car, test drive the car, buy the car, and if you are in Romania and Bucharest, definitely check out RădăcinMG.ro. You can go at them and test drive the car. I will leave the link in the description, also on the screen. Also, yeah, they are super nice, so definitely check it out. The rims, we have 18-inch rims, nice alloy wheels, a ventilated brake disc on the rear, actually only brake disc on the rear and ventilated brake disc on the front. This is the most expensive version, and I will give you in a second more details. You can lock and unlock the car from here. This is the interior. I like very much the interior, and also those seats, nice combination of textile material with leather here on the side, good side support, also normal pedals on the version. I like the fact that the seats are pretty big and bright. That means it holds you pretty well. They are quite comfortable. I like very much the layout of the interior. It looks very similar with the MG4, but with a little bit change here and there. For example, I like very much this trim design here on the dash, soft material leather here. The glove box is pretty big. Also, we have here plenty of space, armrest, love it. Also, you have electronic handbrake, auto hold. From here you change different driving modes. Let me show you. Start the system, not the engine, start the system, because the full hybrid system, it has also pretty big battery. I will give you more info as we start driving. From here you can change the different driving modes. You have three driving modes: eco, normal and sport mode. We will try in eco, we will start in eco, and then we will change. Also, it's great that you can customize from here. If you go to the vehicle, and then if you go to the convenience here, you can customize from the steering wheel. You have those stars here, left and right, and you can add wherever you want. And for example, on this star here, we have the regenerative brake. So we have 3 levels of regenerative brake, 1, 2, 3, and depend how you choose, the car will react when you release the acceleration pedal, so will regenerate more energy. You can see a nice energy flow on the screen here with how much battery you have and what happened with the energy in real time. Also, you have another star on the left side, which I set up here to turn on the cameras, 360 degrees camera, which it comes with this option, because with this version, because I have the top of the range version, the most expensive version. And by the way, this MG3 Hybrid Plus start at 19,500 euro, but the full option, the most expensive version, it goes up to 22,990 euro. It's just impressive for how much technology have this car. Heated steering wheel, it comes on this top of the range version. It comes with heated seats and also LED lights for the high beam and low beams, which is super good. And also I tried this in the nighttime and it looks gorgeous. From here you can customize what you like to see on the screen. We will reset also the consumption to see what kind of consumption we can get in the end, but I will make a separate video with the consumption as well. But yeah, I will leave it like that from start, and I will reset it a little bit later. But first of all, I want to give you some technical data, and then we will start driving. Also, by the way guys, don't worry about this warning here about the tank. I just tanked the car and I put around 13 liters or something like that, so it should be fine. I think it need a little bit of time to drive and then it will reset, but I just tanked the car, so yeah, probably will get reset after we start driving a little bit, because I tank it a little bit. I think it's not 1 kilometer away from here. Anyway, let me give you some technical data and then we will start driving. So as I said before, the price of the car that I have with me, 22,990 euro, is the top of the range version. It comes with a 1.5 liter petrol engine TGDI, 4 cylinders inline, combined with 2 electric motors, one like a generator and one main electric motor, 136 horsepower. It has the main electric motor, which is able to drive the wheels, which is quite impressive. And it's also connected with a 3-speed automatic transmission. Really interesting, this system, and the way it works I will explain you as we drive. Top speed of the car 170 km per hour, 0 to 100 in 8 seconds. We'll also turn on the climatic system. The fuel tank capacity 36 liters, so I put around 13 liters. We should have a third of the tank, so we should be fine. The weight of the car 1298 kilograms, ground clearance 14.8 centimeters. Fuel consumption 4.4 liters. VLTP, we will see in this video how much consumption and what numbers we can get. And the CO2 emission 100 grams. Plus, what is super impressive is the battery, 1.83 kilowatt hour battery. It's a 350 volt lithium battery located under the rear seats. It's impressive, probably one of the biggest battery in a full hybrid system that you can get on the market, at least in this class. It's a front wheel drive system. I will give you more information as we go in the video. I just turned on the climatic system and I will definitely put it on level 1. Level 1 all the way low, like always I test on my cars. Also the navigation is pretty good. Screen seems to be quite fine. You can adjust the steering wheel up and down, but you cannot adjust it forward and backward. But for me it's perfect. I mean, I don't have any complaint. I really like the size of it and the shape. From start, I will reset right now the consumption and let's drive it. Yeah, from here you can rotate this wheel in reverse and in drive, and you put it in park. Super simple like that. So let's go in drive and let's drive the car. We can also turn around here. It's kind of a end up street. What I notice is that the car, it's so easy to drive in a small spaces, in parking lots. You can also switch between super wide and normal camera. It's fantastic. This 360 degrees camera, from my point of view, it's really good. It's quite premium, I should say. Also you have the bird eye view, like it can map up the ground from upper side. And yeah, it's easy. The steering wheel, it's easy. We drive first of all in eco mode. In eco mode, the steering, it's super easy. But if you go now to normal and sport, the steering, it start to be a little bit more stiffer, but not too much, just a little bit, to give you that edge when you drive on highway at high speeds and you want to try some handling, some fun driving. So that's great. But in eco, it's so soft and nice, and it's incredible good. I like how agile and how simple it is to drive it. Plus it feels quite light, something that I like. I think it's a phenomenal car for driving in the city, at least in those super crowded city. It's extremely useful. It's a small car, you can park it in many places. Plus the suspension, and from what I read and I understand, they set up the suspension in such a way that it will give you a good comfort over the bumps, and also good stability in at high speeds and also on curves and handling. So somehow they set it up in the middle to give you a little bit from the both worlds. And this is something that I noticed as well. Right now we have on level 3 regenerative brake, which is quite powerful for a full hybrid system. It's really powerful. But you can switch between level 1 where you regenerate just a little bit, and then level 2 it's a little bit stronger, and level 3 it's much more stronger. It's not super stronger like a proper electric car, but it's pretty strong for a full hybrid system. And the most impressive thing is that this car can do 0 to 100 in 8 seconds. It's the fastest full hybrid in this class, and it also have the biggest battery in this class as a full hybrid, which allow you to drive in electric mode. So for example, right now, if you notice, we drive only in electric mode. From when we start there in a parking lot until here, right now it started the petrol engine, I see that, but we have drive until here only in electric mode. And most of the time I notice that when you're driving the city at low speeds, up to I think 90 or 80 km per hour, the car is driving in electric mode a lot. When you go on the highway at high speeds, then it switched the petrol engine as well. And also when you go coasting and go slower, then it's turn on again, the electric motor will work. But it's quite impressive. Right now, for example, we are driving only in electric mode. Just right now in this moment we are driving in electric mode only, which is quite impressive. Now it stays pretty good on curves. It doesn't feel heavy, it feels more like a light car. Now from here, from the left side, you can also activate the autopilot, so you can set it up from here and you can activate from the left side around here. I will show you that also a little bit later. I think was not activated here. If we go to the MG Pilot right here, and right now it's activated, all you have to do is just press this button, and then the car will hold the speed and will also hold the lanes, will keep you between the lanes, will accelerate, will brake depending on the car in front. You can choose also the distance between you and the car in front as well. So you can see right now it's braking. I take the control to brake, and also when you're braking, the car will recuperate the energy back into the battery. Here I have some keys. I have to move it around and not sound like that, but it's pretty cool. It has so many safety features, which we will go together in the full review video, and I will show you how you can activate all those safety features. I like very much the screen. It's very well positioned, and you have such a good visibility right there on the screen, with all the most important information. You have blind spot technology in the corner as well of the mirror, so you see the cars when the cars are in the blind spot. So overall it's pretty fine. You can see right now we are driving only in electric. Now it's switched to petrol. Let me show you the lane assist and autopilot. So from here you switch it, very simple with those physical buttons. And right now, look at this, the car will hold between the lanes, will accelerate, will brake. It warns you from time to time to put your hands on the steering wheel. For the safety, we have the hands here, but right now the car, it's basically stay between the lanes, accelerate, brake, and keep the distance between the car in front. I would say it's a pretty good system. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Also, we can see right now what happened with the energy, and we can see the petrol engine, how it's running. And what I notice is the fact that when you are on the highway at high speeds, the petrol engine will run all the time. And it has kind of a 5 different modes which this hybrid system work. So one mode is where you drive only in electric mode. That happens most of the time in the city. Then you have the mode when the petrol engine is also running and sending the energy to the generator and then to the electric motor, which drive the wheels. Another mode is when they run together in a mix mode. For example, when you put it in sport mode and accelerate harder, then the car will work with both electric motor and engine. And of course only with a petrol engine, and then it's able also to charge the battery. So it's incredible. I mean, it has so many modes. And also this 3-speed automatic transmission, I don't know, it didn't seem, for me at least, it didn't let me take the control. It didn't seem to, I don't notice it, to be honest. It's more like a CVT, if that makes sense. I don't notice when it's changing the gears or when the car make those switches between electric and petrol engine. So the switch between this, it's very smooth and nice. So this is very important for me. This is something that I like very much, that the switch between the petrol and electric motor and the way it's running, it's so smooth, you don't notice it. What I notice although is that the regenerative brakes sometimes when you have to brake and when you have to use the physical brakes, these physical brakes, regenerative brakes, sometimes you feel when it make this transition. So it's not as smooth as I saw on other full hybrid cars, but it's not bad at all. It's pretty good. Also, I noticed that you hear a little bit of wind. I will test it also on the other side, but we will talk about that on the other side. But in general, you can see right now the car is running with the petrol engine on, and the petrol engine seems to be quite silent. It's not so loud. So yeah, I would say it's pretty good. At least at speed up to 100 km/h is doing such a lovely job. Plus the fact that you have 194 horsepower, it's super powerful, the car. I mean, you have more than enough power, and I will show you right now. We will switch in sport mode and we will try some acceleration. And the interesting part is that you will see that it's pretty powerful. It's pretty powerful. So when you press the acceleration, you really feel that. Right now, lift the foot of the acceleration and the car regenerate all that energy back into the battery, which you can use it right now. In this moment we are driving in electric mode. Also in the curves it stays pretty good. Good support on the seats, comfortable seats. I have nothing to complain about the seats. I like so much the seats, the steering wheel size, the quality. It's pretty good for me. Even here on the armrest, for this price range, they offer more than enough good stuff, I should say, like that. So it doesn't feel like a cheap car. It feels like a good over average car, you know, if that makes sense. Also pretty nimble and nice. Let's go in sport mode, and right now when we switch to sport mode, the steering wheel become a little bit stiffer, and also the acceleration is much more responsive. I can already feel that. Right now, you see, right now the brakes work super good. Was really smooth this time, but sometimes you feel that transition. It stays good in the curve. It feels pretty light. I mean, you feel sometimes like it's understeer if you try to push it harder in a sporty way. It's not a car to drive, it's sporty, so it can happen, but it's pretty fine. It's pretty good also. It's a front wheel drive. You can see now it's pretty stable for what it is. This car, it's pretty good. Now going on the highway, and for example around here, if you need some power, look at this. Ooh, it's pretty quick, man. It's reaching the speed pretty quick. In the beginning it starts with electric motor, you can feel like it's smooth, and then after a while when you push it harder, it switched to petrol engine, and then it goes so smooth. I'm really impressed, and I like the fact that the transition between electric motor and petrol engine, it's smooth. Also when it's switched between different modes of driving, and also when you accelerate a little bit harder. So in general it's pretty fine. Also suspension set up pretty good also for high speeds. So for example around here at 130 km/h, it has a pretty good stability, man. It's pretty stable. It's really good. So that means it's great also at driving on the highway at high speeds. Stability, it's fine. They set it up good. The only thing that I notice is that at this kind of speeds you start to hear some noise from outside, so the sound insulation is not perfect, and is normal somehow for the price of the car. But yeah, if you listen music, then you will be just fine. Other than that, I like the car. I like it. I like the fact that it has good stability. It has great technology, and you have this autopilot that works pretty good. And right now, release the acceleration pedal, and the car is just regenerating the energy back into the battery. So yeah, it's working fine. It's working fine. It's pretty powerful for a full hybrid. Nice work. Not bad to be honest, for the first full hybrid that they bring. I would say it's pretty good. And right now we have almost a full battery, and it's a 1.8 kilowatt-hour battery. And right now you will see, we will go in the city here and we can switch directly to eco mode. And right now, because we have a full battery, all that energy from the highway was recuperated, Now we drive only in electric mode. Look at there, it's just 0. So the petrol engine right now, it's in standby. It doesn't run at all. So right now in this moment we are running only with electricity. And I noticed yesterday when I drive the car that 90% of the time which I drive in the city yesterday was like only in electric mode. That was so impressive, so much. You can see from when we get out from the highway until here we are still in electric mode, and I will let you know when the car is switching to petrol. Even here on this road it's a little bit bumpy, so we can test the suspensions. Yeah, the suspension, it's somewhere in the middle. I can't say it's super comfy, I can say it's super stiffer, it's somewhere in the middle. So it's a good balance between comfort and handlings and dynamics. Sound insulation in the city seems to be fine at low speeds, up to 180 or 100 km per hour. It's pretty good, and it runs so smooth. I like so much how smooth the car is running. Right now only in electric mode. From when we get in from the highway until here, again, so smooth, really smooth. Still on electric mode. Even over those bumps. I think it's a fantastic car, man. If you live in a crowded city, I think it's an amazing car to use it for high traffic, and even on the highway you saw at high speeds that the car is doing fantastic. And we are still driving in electric mode. Right now you see it goes around with a kilometer. We don't have anymore that warning. So the car is going around because it has a lot of gas. I put the gas before, and now it goes around. We shouldn't have that error anymore. It says 92 kilometers, but we should have more than that. Now only electric until here. From when we go out of the highway, I'm really curious how much it will still do that. Also, when you are on level 1, then the car will almost roll when you release the acceleration pedal. Let me go in here. So smooth, so smooth. I love the fact that it's like you're having an electric car with a petrol engine on when you need it to go on the highway. So again, still in electric mode right now. You see it now, and it has also an interesting sound when you drive in electric mode or when you go in reverse at low speeds. It's starting to emit a noise outside, so the other people or animals to know that it's some vehicle coming around and something like that. So we will try to drive a little bit in the city around here so we can see the consumption also if we go around in the city. But right now we are still in electric mode. We still have battery. Right now it goes to half. This is the advantage of having a big battery like this MG3 have. 1.8 kilowatt hour battery. It's pretty big battery, and it can hold a lot of electricity energy that you can use it later. So right now look at this, we are still in electric mode, and the car showed me 100 kilometer range, so we can still drive 100 kilometer. So in a while probably that error will go away. Here are big bumps, and yeah, it sounds good. The suspension sounds pretty fine. Big mirrors, actually, probably because of those big mirrors you hear that sound at high speeds on the highways, that wind. But it's good in the city because you have such a good visibility, and they are also folding in and out, so that's again a pretty good feature. now it's so smooth in the city. It's running so smooth, and we are still in electric mode. So in the last, I think in the last 5 minutes we drive only in electric mode. Now it start the petrol engine. But you see, you don't notice if I don't look there. Right now, if we check the consumption, guys, we have 5 liters. 18 kilometers we drive. You saw on the highway 130 kilometers per hour. We drive pretty fast. We try also the sport mode a little bit, and it's quite impressive from my point of view. We have also the climatic system on low, level 1, which is pretty good. The estimation consumption is 4.4 VLTP, but we reach until now 5 liter, which is good. You see, it's when you drive an electric car, silent car, you see the people. But anyway, here in this country, the people jump in front of the cars all the time. So that's not just because of the car or because of the electric car. It's just this happened no matter what car you're driving. Anyway, the consumptions go a little bit higher right now because it start to get empty the battery. Let's see right now. Yeah, the battery, it's less than half right now, and it needs a little bit of recharge, but we still drive in electric mode. Right now, for example, we are driving in electric mode. Man, it's fantastic. I would say this car, it's one of my recommended car if you're driving in a crowded city. It's extraordinary, and the price, it's so good. This car have the potential to be car of the year, hybrid car of the year. Because we take into consideration the price. The price, it's also very important for us, because if we look at more premium full hybrid cars, like the cars that let's say Toyota made, they have years of experience, and then they are much more expensive, of course, but they have much more years of experience, and the hybrid system there work a little bit more smoother. But yeah, I don't think that bother me, to be honest. I prefer to pay less money and have this car than have it super smooth and pay much more money. So depend what you will like from depend on the personal preference. But I'm surprised, and I like the car, and I have to say that it is a great car for the city. I can compare it too much with other cars. I don't think it make a lot of sense to compare it, because every car have plus and minus. But in general, talking about this car, I think it's pretty good. And right now you can see the car, it shows me 130 kilometer range, so it kind of recalculate that because I put a lot of gas in, and yeah, it need a little bit of time to reset that. Sensors probably need a little bit of time to get resetted. But yeah, right now we are just using the climatic system. The engine is off, and yeah, it's pretty silent in the city. I told you it's pretty silent, so the sound insulation is good. And yeah, let's change the regenerative brake. Let's go to level 1. You can see you have 3 levels. Let's go to level 1, and I will show you how it works. But now, right now, in this moment, when you release the pedal, the acceleration pedal, the car is just rolling. This is useful most of the time when you're not driving in the city. I really recommend you that when you drive outside the city or on the national roads and stuff like that, not when you stop all the time, because here sometimes it's better to recuperate. And yeah, anyway, the car is recuperate the energy when you press the brake. But yeah, it's much more, I don't know, much more pleasant to drive with recuperation mode in the city. The turning circle seems to be fine. Right now we are driving in electric mode. You see right now it's just accelerating slowly, but only in electric mode. And again, until up here, only in electric mode. And if you anticipate the traffic, you should get such a good consumption. This car have such a huge potential to get incredible consumption and numbers. From my point of view, you can get such a good numbers from this car. Now I press the acceleration a little bit harder, and then it switched the petrol engine. But you can see, you don't hear it. You don't know when it's doing those transition, which I like very much. And now if I release the acceleration pedal, just like that. I release it. You can see now the car is just rolling, and only when I press the brake right now it starts to recuperate the energy. So you can choose to have it like that, so the car would basically use the energy. But I like, to be honest, in the city I like to drive on level 3, recuperation a little bit stronger. How much is the consumption until now? We have also, you have a nice view where it shows you the power. We have 5 liters consumption. I'm super happy because, you know, the petrol engine needs also a little bit of time until the consumption is go lower. So you have to drive over 5,000 kilometers in order to get a better consumption. I would say half less consumption after 5,000 kilometers. So we are there. So definitely it's reachable, and definitely you can reach those kind of consumption pretty easy. The declared and the VLTP consumption. Also, it's nimble, it's easy to drive, steering wheel, it's soft and nice. So I like the car. Thank you. Good visibility around the windows. It's a light, soft, nice, agile car. Yeah, I like it definitely, guys. If you're on the market, if you're looking for a small compact city car, and not only city car, because you can go also on the highway at high speed, I think this one might be a great option, and you should go and check it out. But what I recommend you, if you will buy this car, I definitely recommend you to go for the most expensive version, or at least try to get the heated seats, heated steering wheel, 360 degrees camera, and LED light headlamps, because you will need them, and then the car is kind of complete. Plus, right now, if you want to go here, you can go even into the menu of the car. Where is it? Here. And you can, for example, activate the 360 degrees cameras, and if you want to go around those tight places, you can see this great camera. Of course, if you start driving a little bit faster, then the cameras will disappear. But overall, I think it's a fantastic car. Turning circle, it's also pretty good, so it's light and easy to park and drive in the city as well. So for example, right now, if you go in reverse, you just rotate it like that, so easy. And then you can see the bird eye camera view. You have the lanes, you have parking sensors, you can press it to see a little bit wider, and it's super easy to drive it. Anyway, that was all, guys. The consumption 4.9 liters. Oh, we get better a little bit. You can see right there 21 kilometers, and the climatic system, it's on. Yeah, if we go here, you can see the climatic system, it's on level 1 low. It's pretty hot outside, and yeah, we have 152 kilometers. So yeah, it started to see a little bit better how much gas we have in the tank, but I think we have even more. I put more than a third gas in the tank, so we have a little bit more than that. Anyway, guys, I hope I cover everything in this video. I will have a separate video on my channel. Definitely check out that video where I test the consumption. We will drive the car the same city, highway, but I will try to drive only in eco mode because I want to see how much I can reach in terms of consumption. So that would be a really interesting video, so definitely check it out. Thank you very much to all of you that watching my videos. I really appreciate that, so thank you, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I will really appreciate that. Don't miss out the video with a full review, interior, exterior. I will have separate video where I explain you everything about the car. We will talk about multimedia and so on. Plus, if you want to see the car, if you want to test drive the car, if you want to buy the car, definitely check out the Rodochin MG.ro Rodochin group. I will leave the link in the description, also on the screen. They are super nice. Definitely check them out. So thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I see you soon in the next one. Bye, guys.